Hi, everybody. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, I don't know about you. I'm pooped. We're midway through the meek. Okay, words are hard. We are midway through the week and midway through the day. Wow, I always do this. Mute your phone, silly girl. There we go. Midway through the week and midway through the day. That's why I picked this time. Um, who knows how far we've come, huh, this week? Hi, Janet. Hey, Heather. Good to see you both. Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like all of a sudden last night I was in Nasty Women Tarot, helping them celebrate their 1-year anniversary. Congratulations, Sharon Lee, Strawberry Rhubarb Tarot. There's a strawberry rhubarb pie tarot. All I know is strawberry rhubarb pie is one of my favorites. Oh, I love it, you guys. Congratulations, Sharon and Lisa. A year. Woohoo! A year of making us laugh and, oh my God, cry and bond. Thank you, ladies. What a fun place to go on Tuesday evenings. Holy crap. Um, yeah, all of a sudden, just as it got a little bit later into that, I got all of a sudden it's like something's a vacuum effect happened. Like my energy got zapped away. I got really sleepy. It was weird. So so I left and when that happens, I usually put on a book or something to play, you know? So yes. So how are you two? Janet and Heather? How you guys doing? And any lurkers? Because there's 3 people eyeballing us and 2 of you in the chat. So I know one who's lurking. So hey, Nikki, too. It's good to see you too. If you get a chance and to hear me from your appointment today. I will pull a card, but I'll pull a card for you, Nikki, a little bit later on. Give you a chance to maybe finish your appointment and get back home. So you can see it. Otherwise, I'll go ahead and pull it for you and you can see it on the replay, but I'll do it towards the end of the live stream so you can see it. That could be. I feel those. Anything that happens out there, especially if it has anything to do with our magnetic field, I really feel it. That's why the name is Moonchild. You know, the moon does this to the magnetic field. So when we have our full moons and new moons, I'm either really energetic or wiped out. And we're coming up on a full moon. I'm usually really tired by the time the full moon comes around, but that actual day, the full moon day, yeah, I have a lot of energy. That's interesting. Thank you, Shen. That's good to know. The solar storm has passed the Earth, and that could be affecting me. You know what? YouTube was weird last night. I remember during celebration that Sheila, Angel Feather Tarot, she was having a hard time bouncing in and out. And then when she got there, it would like make her small and big, go away, small, big, go away, small, big. Weird. That makes it, I know, absolutely, without a doubt. that solar storms affect our digital life. Oh, Heather. Heather says, I took part of a women's talking circle yesterday. I would have loved it. We shed tears. Well, hon, that's something I don't like to do in front of people. Um, and I've already done it once here, telling about my dream. I may do it again today because I planned today, one and only time unless I move to do it again. But everyone else has finally brought it up. I don't talk about politics, but I can talk about human atrocities. And what I thought decided today, I definitely will talk a little bit about Ukraine, my feelings on it, what my guides tell me about it, and why I haven't been in a lot of live streams, or I don't, I've been in a lot of chats and live streams. Sorry, I need to clarify that. Um, is because everybody, the political readings are all on it, and the energy is such, I can feel it just like pulsating like this around me. Like it's hard for me. And if I do, I have to lurk because if I get in there and I start talking and I start voicing my opinion, yeah, I won't be very popular with YouTube and some things. Yeah. Oh, that's cool, Heather. Indigenous women and all other women from different cultures came together. Such strong and powerful women. You know, Heather, I belong to unify.com, and you'll find that yesterday I was all about women and my womanhood and the goddess and our feminine, uh, the divine feminine. I have to work on my feelings towards sisterhood. I've been burned bad by competitive women. And so I tend to be a loner in that way. I'd rather be all women's friend or no women's friend. Um, does that make sense? And I've always been that way. I was the my mom and dad kept buying me Barbie dolls when I was a little girl. You know, and Barbie and Ken and all of the whole of it. I had like 21 Barbie dolls and all their clothes and the car and furniture and all that stuff. And I spent more time in Easter and Christmas and asking for things like Tonka trucks and Matchbox cars. And I was always out with the boys, climbing the trees and riding my bicycle and playing in the dirt. So I never have been I'm such a tomboy and such a, I identify with the wild woman sisterhood, which is you're strong and powerful as an individual. You're strong and powerful on your own. And through that strength, other women see that. Um, so, yeah, I'm all about sending out love and strength and power to women as long as women are kind to each other with it. And that hasn't always been my experience. So, yeah, but Indigenous women, that's a different story. Haven't spent a lot of time around Indigenous women. The few that I do know, oh my God, they're wonderful. Awesome, awesome, awesome people. So, yeah. Yeah, I doubt very seriously if I do like a partnership type collaboration deal like Nasty Women Tarot or the Soul Sisters or, you know, because I am too much of a let's take off and go this way. Unless Spirit tells me that. And when that happens, Spirit's going to be telling who? Going to be telling me who. So, because this this channel and all what I do here is not about me at all. It is about Spirit. It is not about me growing the channel, about me monetizing it, anything. It's what Spirit tells me to do with it. So some days I don't get a whole lot. Today I was told read cards and talk about your feelings, about why your nails are blue, and they will be blue until this is over. Whether they're long or short, my fingernails will be painted blue. I normally put in in the chats and everywhere, all my text messages and stuff, I'll put in the purple heart, the dove, and the praying hands. But now I have incorporated Ukrainian flag and the sunflower. And, you know, I am a person who has always been, I grew up with Vietnam War in my face at dinner time every night. Walter Cronkite. Thank God we didn't have a color TV. That's all I can say. My father was a World War II vet. He was Mama Bear. Hi. And he was really into politics. So I was raised with the news. We'd start with CBS and then we'd go to ABC and then we'd go to whoever. It was usually one or the other, depending on where we lived, what reception we could get. So my father had a big influence on me as far as politics. So I get really worked up. So that's why I don't read on politics. It's like I feel like I have too much skin in it, so I don't feel like I can have enough discernment, really. I will do it in a group, like in a large collaboration. I'll do it in a collaboration. But for me, like one-on-one, you guys to ask me a political question and me read on it, nah. But today, I'm breaking my own rule and talking about Ukraine. The thing that, we hear all the stuff in the news, well, he might do this and that might cause that. And what if? I learned a long time ago in therapy, as a matter of fact. If you're going to go, what if? You better be prepared to play the game out. If you're going to play the what if game in your head, yeah, what if? Sometimes that what if ends up being, and I'm not saying that's the situation here. It is, though, in a way. Just all depends on your perception. What if that horrible thing, that nightmare, ends up being something that awakens a part of you that you didn't even know existed, that was a strength in you that you didn't know you had. So that's what's happening in Ukraine. As I watch these wonderful people fighting, the government gives them guns to fight. My question was, what would happen here? First off, government doesn't need to give us guns to fight. There's so many people out there that owns more than an arsenal of guns. I think they could share it with their neighbors, just to make us all safe. But how would that be? How would that play out here? So I went down that what if road, and you know what I heard? It almost was us. So it almost was us. I heard Celtic Tarot Sheila say one time, yeah, by a breath, a sentence in a breath. That's how close we were. So we have so much to be grateful for that we, of course, through our love, are focused on them. Just don't forget. Don't focus on the atrocities, because that gives more power to the atrocities. Focus on the grandmothers with sunflower seeds in their hand, and she walks up to the Russian soldier and says, here, put this in your pocket, because when we kill you, when you fall, sunflowers will grow. Granny, not armed, with a handful of sunflowers, and she says that to him. You know, which side do you want to, which, not which side do you want to be on, but which way do you want to look at it? Do you want to look at it as what is happening over there right now is actually bringing the rest of the world together? I have to focus on that, because if I focus on the children and the moms and the grandmothers and stuff, of course he's going to target them. You know, we all do that. Every single time you go to war, the schools, the shopping places, they get whacked, they get bombed, and they try to say, oh, it was an accident. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. We're the womb of the universe. So if you're going to wipe an enemy out, you have to wipe out the women and children. Not that soldier with the gun. That's why he's doing this stuff. The thing is he doesn't, the enemy issue. And then I get to thinking, in every single war we have, the women and children are not our enemies. And it's the women and children that pay the most, and the grandmothers and the grandfathers. It is not necessarily even the innocent. It is those who aren't necessarily capable of helping themselves. So the women in Ukraine that are standing there blocking tanks from coming into cities, I am, yes. How long have we been told, oh, women, women are the weaker sex, and women get hysterical, and, oh, once a month, women, they're pretty useless. And you know what, ladies? In a way, it's our fault, because we've let them. Now, I understand when we stood up before, we got burned at the stake and all kinds. But that's because the Divine Feminine was watching us. Now she's here with us. And she's here with us as a globe, as a planet. Not as individual countries and boundaries. The only boundaries I see when I look at the globe is where the water meets the land. Does it? Not individual countries. They come and go just like the wind. And believe you me, That includes the United States one day. Who knows? It may be because we'll be a world government and a world people. And there won't be a need for the United States and Mexico and Canada and Japan and China and Russia and all these, That's the world I want to manifest. Star Trek. And I wasn't allowed to watch Star Trek as a kid. My father was all, oh, that's just crazy stuff. That's just crazy stuff. So I would always manage to end up at a neighbor's house playing, when Star Trek had come on. And then the phone would ring and it'd be, send Katie home. Yeah, my parents were wise. But yeah, we must be careful when we condemn others, as we have to stop looking at that duality of us and them, others. Ron, hi, Ron. Good to see you. We got to stop looking at others. We're all human beings. We're all messed up and we're all trying to fix ourselves. Some of us try harder than others. And some of us try so hard we've got blinders on. Yeah. So myself, that's where I'm coming from with the Ukraine. You always see me having something to do with blue until this is over. My nails. I mean, there's yellow in the accent nails. These were fun to do. What's fun about these nails is they're thermal. The blue changes if my fingers get cold. I can't remember if they get lighter or darker, but they do get lighter than this. They get almost silver. Hi, kitty. Knock over the background. But they get almost a silver color to them. So it's kind of interesting. They're always changing. I hope I don't have them on so long I get bored with it. I hope that they come off soon. So anybody who wants a card, there's enough of you in here. Let's do some readings. The last few live streams I've done a lot of, like Heather and I had a great conversation last week. That was fun. Thank you very much, Indigo Chrysalis Tarot. That was fun. Oh, yes. Emails. For any of you want to know how to email me, in the About page, in the block, there's a little square that says my business or your business address. And if you tap on that square, it's not colored any different or anything. Tap on that square. All of a sudden, it'll illuminate my business address. Now, my business address is my actual business. Not Katie Moonchild is not my business. My business is called Night Blooms Design. That's what I sell my paintings under. I sell my jewelry under. All my artwork and stuff is under Night Blooms Design. So don't let that confuse you, because that's my parent company. Ron wants a card. Cool. Janet wants a card. Janet's always at work. I'm glad you come here at lunchtime, or if it is your lunch. Oh, sure. You can put cards along with me in the chat. Anyone can. Never mind that. Let's see. Ron. What? We're going to use the Wisdom Earth Oracle one. I got a whole bunch of, my decks are all over the place right here. I was going through them, trying to organize them. Trying to make some kind of a box. Like Lilac Lantern, Andrea. has, hey, Rachel, good to see you. She has like her, they're like brochure display thingies. Because I was looking at them on Amazon. So she can have all of her decks right there all around her. And all she has to do is just grab the one that she's directed to grab. So I had to have, I'd have to have a lot of those. I have a lot of decks. And I just keep buying them. About one a month. Mama Bear wants a card. Cool. I'm so glad we can star these now. Card for Ron. Just in general, huh? And congratulations on your 1 year too, Ron. I was in there lurking and I was getting ready to say something and my phone rang and then I never got to go back again. So congratulations. That's so cool. I got to wait until the 23rd of July and I'll have been here a year. Hi, Kathy G. Ah! You know what? I cannot close my eyes and shuffle. I have a bookshelf where I do my readings. Oh, yes, that has your decks on it. Well, I have a card table beside me, but it has a stereo on it and it has, you don't want to know, there lots of stuff on it. I need to go through and organize stuff. So, but I'm making, I'm reusing Amazon boxes, the small ones. I'm gonna, cutting them apart and stuff and see what I can come up with and covering them with brown paper bag craft paper. And then I'm going to paint the craft paper or glue paper napkins, fancy decorative paper napkins. There's thousands of them to choose from. Manasa! Hi, my love. Good to see you. Oh, everyone, I am so excited. I get to be on Manasa's channel, Tarot Living with Manasa on Saturday, this Saturday. Manasa, what time is that? Everybody gets confused when I say my time because my time is mountain time. Saturday morning, and I am so excited. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. 11 a.m. Central. Thank you. So that would be okay. Yeah, gotcha. See, I'm in Phoenix Mountain Time, not regular Mountain Time. Phoenix Mountain Time. But I believe, doesn't daylight savings time happen this weekend? If it does, I'm Pacific time. How's that for confusing? I don't go anywhere. Arizona stays in the same place. But we change time zones when the rest of the world goes on daylight savings time. So yeah, I've been having a hard time deciding on who I want to talk about. But I have a couple questions for you, but I don't want to ask them in the chat. I'll ask them. I'll send you Instagram. Talk to you. Oh, thank you, Rachel, for putting her link in. Awesome. Yes. And for putting in chrysalises. Heather's. My goodness. Indigo chrysalis. There you go. Ron's got you covered, Heather. Okay, Ron. You ready? Okay, Ron, Unconditional Love Tarot. You get the Truth card. Also the number 7. Add up to 25. You keep doing that unconditional love thing, man, because it's changing the world. It's exciting that your channel is growing like it is. You've got Linda G coming on your channel twice. The love that you spread it by spreading your truth, by speaking your truth, by telling your story, changes so many lives. I see all those little bubbles coming up from the flowers in this card. Those are like people releasing their truth. And all the green and the pink. A lot of healing. Lots of healing. Big time on the crown chakra too, with the purple dress. Enlightenment on her head. These cards are fun. Because they're just the size of a poker card. But they're really easy to shuffle. It's a beautiful card, Ron. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep on your path. Your mission is so important. It is so important. So many adults have such deeply wounded children, and being able to identify the parts of that wounded child that may not actually ever heal, but that's okay. That part needs to be honored and held and comforted. And you're welcome, Ron. You're very welcome. Thank you. Yeah, you teach us about comforting that inner child in us, and that nobody else is going to do it. We got to do it ourselves. We got to stop being our critical parent or the adult. I come from that I'm okay, you're okay psychology book from ages ago, in the 70s, I believe that was, where you had 3 parts to your psyche. You have the adult, the critical parent, and the child. That child is over here by themselves so much because the critical parent, we're so critical of ourselves and our silliness that we don't want to be silly. We're afraid we're going to look silly or look stupid or something. Who cares how you look? If people laugh at you because you look stupid, they laughed at you. It raised their vibrations. And you got a seed planted. So that's what, I don't care if I look silly, act silly, or do silly stuff. Except if I fall down, then I get embarrassed because I'm afraid of how I look when I fall down. Otherwise, I'm not afraid to fail. I'm not afraid to look silly. Not afraid to say something silly. So, yeah, it is a perfect card for Ron. I saw that harp, and it's like Ron's wonderful, sweet aura, and the sound of a harp goes with him. Okay, next is, I believe, it's Janet. Gotta look up here, find my list of stars. Okay, yes, it's Janet that's next. Janet. Oh, yeah. Oh, girlfriend. Yes. So you're working today. We need a card for Janet. How about from the lovely oracle card? Lovely oracle cards from Lilac Lantern. Thank you, Ron. Thank you. Same to you and to your wonderful, lucky, wonderful, beautiful wife. You know, all of us women want to find a man like you. One with a kind heart who's not afraid to show it. You know, you don't have to prove your strength to your woman because she can see through that. She knows where your strengths are. Okay, Janet. I love these cards. These are so fun. Listen to your ancestors. This not only applies to Janet, this applies to all of us. This applies to the Ukrainian thing. You know, what's going on with Putin. Our ancestors can help us a lot in this conflict because the parallels are to many other conflicts in the past in our history, in world history. Not just world wars, but before that and since then. Yeah, she lets you be amazing. Well, you kind of are anyway, dude. I don't think there's a permission involved, but it's wonderful you give her so much credit. Yes, Janet, I know I've been talking a lot too. I actually nasty women like last night. I heard my grandmother made a wisecrack to them. It was to Lisa. I didn't put it in there because I didn't quite know how it would be taken. And now I can't remember what it was, but my grandma was from Kentucky. My grandma was a healer in the hills in Kentucky. So it was some Kentucky slang that I've heard my whole life. And it cracked me up. I laughed so hard and I didn't know how it would be taken, which is kind of stupid in that particular chat. But it was funny. It was, oh, grandma. And she came through. Hey, Sherry, beautiful lady. Good to see you. You know, that was fun to see you last night. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, Janet, our ancestors, whatever is plaguing you, whatever is troubling you, talk to them. Talk to them. They're always there. The only thing between them and us is a veil. We always tend to look at them as they're somewhere else, way off over here. Hello. They're in another dimension that's right here beside us. It's just a veil in between. Consult them, you guys. Talk to them. It's kind of appropriate to get this card too because of my daily deck that I've been using this week is the Guillermo del Toro tarot deck. And it's very oriented Day of the Dead, which is all about your ancestors and celebrating them. Yeah, so that's so cool to see you on there. That was cool. It's fun to go be with those guys. Wackies. Clarence Fields, my brother. Oh, so good to see you. But do you understand what I'm saying, Janet? You had a great grandmother that was a healer. Well, maybe she's wanting to talk to you. Maybe that's what this card is saying. See how the woman is looking at the child? Maybe your great grandmother has a message. Ask in your dream before you go to sleep tonight. Ask in your dreams for her to come and talk to you. I think that's what's happening here. You've got, yeah, an ancestor who's wanting to talk to you. Yes, do ask. Yeah. So when you're in that kind of harmony, let me tell you, reaching across the veil is a matter of just doing this. Because you're in flow. You're in the flow of energy. It's around you, in you, going through you. Woo! I got touched just now. That happened. Hooey. That happens when angels touch me, when I'm right on. Yeah. Okay. You've got ancestors trying to contact you, Janet. Yeah. Holy cow. Ask Rachel about the last time I gave her advice about. She was all, Katie, I'm dreaming these people. There's always a room and they all know who I am, but I don't know who they are. And I'm going, that's your ancestors. They're trying to give you a message. So, yeah. And ever since then, she's been connected to her ancestors. So, yeah. Cool. Let's see. Who's next? Let's see. Was Mama Bear, I believe. Ow. I have a candle going down here. It's not smart to put your wrist over the top of the flame. Doesn't work. Yes, it's Mama Bear that's next. Doesn't work so well. Sorry. That's funny. Mama. Yes. Very street. She rocks. I love watching her. I need to talk to her because, she does simultaneous YouTube, Instagram live streams. They happen at the same time, and she keeps track of the cats in both. Oh my, I have a hard enough time keeping track here, and then I have to do it on my phone, for roles. They've been managing to get through our little thing lately, but I noticed everybody else was talking about, oh, going back, Manasa. Thank you so much. I'll see you Saturday. And once again, everyone, Saturday on Tarot Living with Manasa, please join us at 11 Central. 10. Did I say 11 or 10? Anyway, please join us. Let me get that right. Yeah. Yes. We have a tendency to fangirl or fan over these other readers. These wonderful people we're around all the time. Please understand. We're all the same. But some of us have honed our gifts to a different level of polish or sharpness. Some of us have way different gifts than others. And so that's what makes this community such a wonderful place to be, is because it's impossible to compare each other. And everyone that I have met and that I've talked to and dealt with yeah, everyone I've dealt with and talked to has all been wonderful, welcoming, comforting, incredibly sweet people. I don't fangirl over people anymore, though, but because I used to work at a resort here where I've met celebrities, had to deal with them. Like I said, I've shipped Amy Grant's guitar for her. I've met, well, Vince Gill, Regis Philbin, Susan Anton. I can go on and on. There's a bunch of them. We used to have a tennis tournament here in Tucson that would attract a lot of celebrities, and they would stay at the resort that I worked at, the Westin La Paloma. So after a while, you see, oh, here's two. George Clooney, Brad Pitt, and David Duchovny. They were there together. David Duchovny was getting married, and they were celebrating a week in Tucson for their bachelor party. They played golf all morning, and then they'd hang out at the pool during lunchtime, and then run around and party and super soaker squirt gun fights in the middle of the hotel lobby, and those three gentlemen did. You should have seen the women in the sales department. Oh my God, they were funny. Of course, they were always out at the pool every day at a particular time because that's when their golf game would get over with. So those women would always, for some reason, have to go, the event planners and stuff, they would have to go, walk by the pool. One day, one of them, I can't remember, one of the guys said hi, and this one woman, she was looking at him to say hi, and she almost walked off into the pool. I about died laughing. I'm watching from inside the building, just about to bust a gut laughing. Oh my God. So, oh, thank you, Heather. I've been through a lot. So yeah, I've known, I guess my father, one of my father's bosses used to write Jimmy Carter's speeches. So I have a lot of skin in politics, so that's why I don't. Agent Mulder. Yeah, I have a lot of skin in politics, so that's why I don't read on it. I know a lot about how it all works, the processes, and what happens to government employees' families when they play those games with the budget and shut the government down. It's scary. It's been scary. It happened to me twice as a kid growing up. Once under Nixon, and then Nixon decided to do his freezes, inflation freezes, price freezing and stuff, wage freezes, which just made everything worse. But we all know what a upstanding president he was. So he felt like the student with the master. Well, Debbie's definitely a master. I was shocked in her live stream the other day when we were all talking about age. And she was like, well, you guys don't really know how old I am. And she said her age. I about died. I was like, oh my goodness. Debbie and I are very close in age. I'll just put it that way because I won't give her age away. I was surprised. I thought she was way younger than that. She's beautiful. Freebird spirit. Drinking out of my bottle today. I have fresh strawberries and mint in here. And yes, it's mint. It's not my mint that I got growing back here. Which, by the way, starting to smell like I have a pet skunk in my bedroom. Tastes so good. So if I get green in my teeth, let me know. It's a little flick of mint. I love my favorite dressing for salad. When I make a fruit salad to take to a potluck or something, I make this salad dressing that's so easy. Hey, greeter! Make this salad dressing that's super duper easy. All it is fresh mint You mash it with your spoon or a fork in the bowl, and honey, and stir that together, and then just drizzle that on your fruit salad and toss it. The mint adds a real fresh, like, aftertaste, afterburn. Only it's an after cool. It is so good, and it's healthy, and it's not, if you want, you can put a little cinnamon in there, or, whatever you want there with it, but just honey and mint, period. So good. And actually, there's Mama Bear still in here. Okay, Mama Bear needs a card. Let's do I'm going to do the Earth Wisdom again. My sleeve just from my bottle just fell on the floor. That was funny. On the Solstices on Monday, that was funny with our glasses, with all of us at our bottles. And so, had to be Vanna, right, Heather? As EQ was talking about them. They're gorgeous. The quality of these bottles are beautiful. The glass, believe you me, is heavy, thick glass. They're not going to be something that you're going to tap on your counter. Like if you have granite countertop and you just lightly tap it, it's not going to shatter. They're nice. They're very good quality. Yes, of course. Hello. Anybody who wants to take a wild chance too, I always yeah. I always have the silly deck, the rebel deck. Yeah, I'm hooked on my bottle. I've been drinking out of that for over a month. I drink out of it every day, all day. I haven't tried anything hot in it yet. I understand that you should use the sleeve with it when you drink hot things because the glass gets hot. Okay. I love your posts on Instagram, by the way, Mama Bear. You speak my mind, my dear. Mm. Something you're focused on. You're really looking at a particular detail. And this card is telling you need to look at the bigger picture. See, she's reaching out for what is glowing, but look what's behind her. There's a doorway. I look at that as like a doorway, a stone or wooden doorway. Oh, thank you, Mama Bear. So while you're looking in one direction, there's something waiting for you behind you that maybe you ought to look at a little. Take a step back and look at it from a bigger, broader point of view. And you'll see that door. You'll see the doorway. I'm also noticing that all the plants, they all have a spike towards upwards. So this is upwards mobility. And those spirals, that's time. That's time in perpetuity. That's life. It's the Holy Trinity, the Triad. Oh my. If I can get the glare to stop. Go away. There. These cards are interesting. These cards do not come with any kind of printout guidebook or whatever. So you just got to use your intuition. It's interesting how sometimes that door really shows up and then other times it completely disappears. There's a message in that too. You have to be open to see it. And you can't be open to see it if you're so focused on individual parts of the process, not necessarily the whole process. Does that make any sense to you? Oh, thank you, greeter. They're this color until Ukraine is over. My Ukraine blue names. Yeah, that's a powerful card. Because what you're focused on doing is definitely righteous. It's right for you. It's just that you need to look at more of the details and not just a few of them. Okay. General readings like that are really hard. Breaking news, Amazon just shut down business with... Well, it's about freaking time. It's like Coke and them didn't do it until yesterday. What the hell? Sorry. Today is open. I started out before a lot of you came in talking about how I feel about all of this. I'm looking at it as though this is an opportunity, the biggest opportunity the world has had to come together in a really, really long time. And it's exciting to me to see how we're doing it. I am so sorry that it is taking, such innocent lives and wonderful historical sites. But you know what? That happens in every war. Putin's not the first one to go after schools and the elderly and hospitals. I mean, yeah, that Geneva Convention is supposed to be against that, but the Geneva Convention was signed when? 1945. World's changed just a little bit since those days. So, I'm not trying to say Putin is right by any means. I'm just saying war is war and it's horrible and it's an atrocity and it all needs to stop. That's me. So, that said, I don't own a gun. Oh, I do. I own a gun, but it's a 150-year-old Colt 45. If I were to shoot it, it'd blow up in my hand because it hasn't been cleaned in God knows when. Besides that, it's worth enough money. I don't think I'd ever want to try to shoot it. But I have these things in strategic places around my house. This is a Celtic ceremonial knife. No, it's no surprisey to Katie by sneaking in her house. Besides that, they're silent. So, but I would be that grandma. I would be that grand. Oh, that isn't the bad one. I have a machete over here by my nightstand. Hey, I got a text by the Proud Boys. That scared me. I got a machete back during the election because I'm a registered independent who used to be a Democrat. So they think I was switching to become a GOP. No, the Democrats weren't liberal enough for me. So I left them. So yeah, I'm progressive. So you guys know I'm a progressive. Politically, I would have to say I'm Bernie Byrne, progressive. I used to say a democratic socialist, but you know what? I'm becoming more and more socialist as I see all the capitalist bullshit going on and what damage capitalism does. Rachel and I had a talk the other day, a really good talk about capitalism, and neither one of us really can support capitalism as long as it's based on slavery. You know, our low wages, all that shit. If you're so focused on that damn bottom line that your employees don't care, you don't care about them, that's slavery. So you have bats and an axe, yeah. No, I'm not a violent person, but I'll stick up for myself. I used to be the person that was the withering vine, don't look at me, don't notice me. But as I've gotten older, I learned nobody else is going to stand up for you except you. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting too because my parents got more conservative the older they got, and I am getting more and more radically liberal the older I get. But I am, that hippie age, so Sherry needs a card too. Sherry, I'm going to do it from one of Andrea's. You're middle independent. There you go. I agree. See, I am a liberal, but I can see because of having the insight that we have, I see both sides. I was raised with Trumpsters, all of them, except my mother and father. And I think that's a lot to do with why my dad went in the National Park Service, he and his brother. Neither one of them were super religious. Their sisters were evangelical fundamentalist, Southern Baptist, do not dance, don't drink, don't breathe unless it's at the church. So he and his brother moved to Natchez Trace, Mississippi, because we were in the Park Service, National Park Service. My dad went to the Grand Canyon, or my dad went to Bryce Canyon. They both started out at the Grand Canyon together. The brothers did. And we ended up in Oregon. So one brother was one brother was down in Mississippi, and we're all the way up in Oregon. And the sisters stayed here in Arizona, and they never left Arizona. And they're all very close-minded people. You all know what Arizona freaking politics are like, or what Arizona politicians are like. Yeah, there's 2 Democrats. They're saying there's 2 Democrats that are sweating because of the shutdown on the oligarch money. I wonder who they are. One of them couldn't be one of my senators. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, mine, I had a cousin that every time I talked to her on Messenger, she would be telling me the virtues of Donald Trump. And I finally just had to tell her, don't you ever do that. Don't you ever do that. I've been watching the scam artist since the early 1980s. You can't tell me anything about this man that I can't see with my own 2 eyes. You believe he's the second coming of Christ, and I believe you're lost. And she always, because of my background, I'm very knowledgeable of the Bible, and because in my family, if you talk anything that has to do with faith, you better have scripture to quote to back up what you say. So she is from the other side of the family. She's Seventh-day Adventist. She learned really quick. Oh, you're going to say, the Bible tells me something? The Bible says blah, 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 blah in her arguments. And I go, oh, really? Where's that? I'd like to look it up. Well, my pastor says, oh, really? Where's that? I'd like to look it up. We no longer talk. You're going to quote something, you better cite it. Hey, I got a master's degree in creative writing. Oh my God, if you don't cite every single little quote you put down. Huh, Sherry? You know from working at the university. Yes, Rachel. Excellent. I love that. I don't have hate for anyone. No matter what their political views are, people's perspectives are based on their experiences. That said, Trump's a con artist. I love it. That's funny. For entertainment purposes only. Here it comes up on the ticker. That's why that goes across the bottom. So we can say anything we want to. Right, YouTube? Oh, the other thing I want to teach you guys. You know, we get those weird little .vue trolls. Did you know that any troll that goes in there, if you report them, and you do not have to be a moderator to do this, if you click on them, click report, then it will take you over to Google, and Google will give you a drop-down list of things to select. Misinformation, sexual harassment, bullying, and hate speech. You can report them for any one of those. YouTube will remove them from the chat. Moderators don't have to deal with it. So if you're in the chat, instead of going, troll, report them. They're gone. But now I'm telling you this, you make sure before you do that that is not a regular person having an off day or making an off-color sarcastic comment, because you're going to end up kicking me out because I make off-colors. I have a very sexual. Yeah, I do that too. I have a very sarcastic sense of humor sometimes. And so 2 cousins are very evangelical, religious, right-wing. Yeah. We're dead set on getting vaxxed. Then she and hubby got COVID-19. Yeah. And she was sent home. Wow. Hubby was sent to ICU for 2 months. He survived. That's awesome. Yeah, because last night a couple of regulars. You like that Freudian sexual slip. Yeah, last night a couple of regulars. I got kicked out and I went right back in and brought him back. I was like, no. No. I don't always moderate. I might be lurking in there as moderator. I learned how to do that in the other community I used to be in. We had bad trolls. So to be a real serious moderator, you hung out in the back and you just kick people out. None of the keep the chat going, entertaining people stuff. Those moderators are wonderful too. We need all kinds of moderators. Thank you. Okay, Sherry. I'll sit and shuffle cards and talk all day. It actually soothes me. It's kind of like I watch my kitties cleaning themselves before they go to sleep. That's why they do it. It's soothing to them. Oh, thank you, Greeter. It's a tapestry. Amazon. I got a bunch of different mushroom fairy kind of looking ones. They've got one that's mushroom, got a great big snail in it. I think I'm going to get it too, just for some variety. Only like $15. Heck, and if nothing else, there's some really awesome shower curtains that you can use for backdrops. I also have green screen. I don't like using green screen when I'm reading cards because your card happens to have a lot of green in it, it's going to disappear. It just melts into whatever the background is showing in the green screen. I learned that the hard way the first few weeks with it. The green screen, however, came with the frame to hold this up. If you're going to do green screen, a white sheet and some red dye, you can get a green screen for $8. That way, instead of going to Amazon and buying one that comes from China that's synthetic, that's real shiny, that shows every wrinkle, it doesn't really show you properly. Because it has a reflection because it's shiny. Sherry. I know two things you're deciding on. Your channel and taking off with it. And whether you're going to retire. It's interesting because I'm looking at the time on the clock. So it's 3 o'clock. Well, it's 2:45, right? Isn't that what that says? No. That's the long hand on the 3. It's a short hand on the 9. Ooh, girlfriend. If this was a tarot card, the 9, you're coming to a completion of a cycle. And this is a quarter past the 9. Big decisions coming for you for sure. You got my support in both. I understand. Oh, I didn't have to be forced into retiring, deciding when I was ready to retire because I got forced into disability. But in a way, that's kind of the same because I had just started a new career in computers. And I had such a hard time letting that go that, I went to the University of Arizona at night and got my webmaster certification, and all while suffering with severe neck pain. Couldn't figure out why. I thought it was just stress because I'd been told you can't work, and it was like, I have to work. How do I support myself? I tried for disability and been turned down. Well, yeah, that didn't know that you automatically get turned down twice. Good luck. Would you automatically get turned down the first time anyway? Because that's how they find out who's serious about it or not. That's a crazy game, but so those of us who really need it have to really fight hard. I ended up with an attorney 3 years later, but it was hard to let that go. I thought, well, I can build websites from home, and so I learned how to do that. Learned JavaScript and C++ and all that kind of wonderful fun stuff. Learned the graphics. That's why I do all my own graphics for this channel and stuff, is because for doing websites, I not only wrote the copy, I was also doing the graphics and the programming language. So I got real stressed and started getting big numb patch about that big on my thigh, on the side of my leg. And my fingers would burn like they would be on fire. I couldn't figure out what the heck. I mean, I could literally stab a knife in my leg and not feel it. So I couldn't figure out what the hell was going on. And ended up, I had an MRI, and come to find out, I had been in a car accident 10 years before that and had hit my head really hard, and it messed up my neck, and I didn't know it. I had a herniated disc between C5 and C6 that was pressing on my spine. And looking up at a computer monitor, doing all the stuff on the website, set it off. And I mean, I was miserable. It was horrible. I ended up having I had fusion surgery. On 9/11, I was in a neck brace because I had just had that surgery on the 6th of September. And here I am in Tucson, Arizona, where we have the largest airplane storage of usable military airplanes in the world. I just saw Tucson getting blown up next because of that. So I panicked. Man, all you have is 4 through 7. Oh, wow. Wow. Been losing feeling in your sleep. That's bad because then you fall and then that makes your back worse. You know, I got my mom where she thought she didn't want to use for a long time one of those travel push walkers till we found a purple glitter one. And she fell in love with it. She was like, oh, I think I wouldn't mind sitting in that from time to time. My mom was so cute. She's 97. I don't think I would mind sitting in that from time to time when I get tired. You know? She's so cute. But yeah, I have a cane collection. When I first was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, I had to walk with a cane. So there's proof that it's possible to heal. You just got to get that stress, figure out how to get the stress reduced in your life. And that's good stress and bad stress. People don't understand that exciting things that are happening. Oh, let's celebrate. Woohoo, woohoo, woohoo. That's stressful. And you don't know it until you have a chronic pain illness that is triggered by stress. So, yeah, but let me tell you, I can teach you how to find balance. I can teach you how to learn how to say, who cares? I give that to the universe. And when you give it to the universe, don't take it back. That's the hard part. I have a tendency to go, well, here you go, God, take it. You fix it. And then I'm going, and then something will happen and I'll be, oh, but I need to, what if it, no, you gave it to the universe to fix. It will be fixed. Rely in that. Because the universe always has your back. Yeah, electric scooter. That's what my dad had. It was like, watch out, people. He'll run your ass over. He had so much fun with that thing. He really had a good time with his scooter. And it was funny because he had COPD and he got to the point where he couldn't go up and down 3 stairs before he finally, the male ego is a fragile thing, before he finally relinquished the fact that he needed a scooter or a wheelchair. So he got a bright candy apple red scooter. And he tootled all over the neighborhood. He had to have one that he could do stuff outside because he cleaned up wrecked cars and used travel trailers and stuff. He'd refurbish them and sell them. That was his hobby. And up until about a month before he passed away, he was still doing that. My mother and I had to sell all the stuff, all of the ones that he had in our yard that he hadn't started and ones that were in process. It was fun. It was interesting. I've been there, Sherry. Been there. I used to take 11 different medications at night and 10 different ones in the morning. And that included morphine. Oh, yeah. Do like John Lennon's car to your scooter. Let your son have at it. That sounds like fun. Well, that would be cool. That would be fun. Decorate your scooter however I like. Yes. Oh, and the seat and all that, you can reupholster it. Oh, find like a old, like from a thrift store or something. Get one of those old worn out, I don't know, Oriental rugs and reupholster the seat. I'm real bohemian, so ooh, that'd be cool. I'd do that for me, and I don't even need one yet. Yet, I will. Yeah, motorcycle. Oh my god. Oh, steam powered. This big old tank on the back. It's a tricycle. Oh. Oh, cool. Awesome. I have an Oracle deck that I started. Yeah, Sherry says her son's working on her thumbnail for her channel. I'm working on an Oracle deck and, just double checking on all my images that I've gotten. And I've made most of it on Canva, and Canva panicked me. I can't use, with the current membership I have on Canva, I can't use any of the images. Not to sell. So I'm going to get the next upgrade to the next membership, and then I can sell it all as much as I want. But they got to get their, what, $20 a month or whatever it is. StreamYard is 20 some dollars a month. It's $20 a month if you buy it one lump sum, pay for it in 1 year. I can't afford that, so I'm going to be paying $23 a month for StreamYard, just so that I can do different backgrounds and alone. And record, I would like to be able to, when you do a collaboration, it's nice to be able to record it and give the copies to people your collaboration is with, so they can show it on their channels too. I'm all about helping everybody in their channels, whether they're big channels or little channels. There are awesome tutorials on Canva about how to use Canva. That's how I learned. I do have experience with Photoshop and Illustrator, however. So I understand what layers are and how to combine. And Canva can be as easy as you want it to be or as difficult as you want it to be. You can do just like you do in Adobe Illustrator. You can draw in there. Or you can just layer and make, like I do. I just use their images. Gosh, they've got thousands and thousands and thousands of images. So, and I just discovered they also now have audio, and their audio is also free use. So, not guaranteed free like it is in here. Have you guys heard the repeating audio in here? Let me show you. Oh my goodness, it's a mess. Here, this one's not too bad. I'll play this in the background. Can you hear that okay? That's StreamYard's music. One of their songs. Says I got 2 more startup here, so I've got other cards I need to be pulling. See, it's repeat, 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 repeat. Doesn't drive me a little crazy. I don't know about you. Ah, the one other person I need to draw a card for, but she needs to come first. She's at the chiropractor. So I'm just hoping she'll be able to get here. Yeah, and it's set so that it'll loop. It'll just play and play and repeat and repeat and repeat. It's in StreamYard. Everybody gets it. Everybody has it. It's under brand. There's several different ones. There's this one. This one's called Dance Pop. It's a little different. It's cool if you're into techno. And then this one's pretty nice. I like this one. It's called Daydreaming. Yeah, there's a bunch of different ones on here. This one's funny. It's called Feeding the Ducks. This one actually gets irritating after a while if you loop it. There's Rock. This one's called Into Space. Well, I don't see anything spacey about that, but oh well. This one's kind of cool. Called Lo-Fi. This is more spacey to me than Into Space. Doesn't that seem more like outer space to you guys? That's more like sci-fi. I like this one. Night Driving. There we go. Depeche Mode. Yeah, that one reminds me of Depeche Mode. You know me, I'm all about music. One thing you guys have never heard me sing. And you probably won't either. And I can carry a tune. It's funny because my skills and abilities and gifts are all about the arts. And my parents did everything they could to make me all about science. Science and history. And it's fascinating because now I'm all about science, history, art, and music. I love it all. So they made me very center brain because I flip back and forth, right, left brain, like crazy. As a matter of fact, when I was learning how to paint, do my artwork, I tried to do the Learning to Paint from the Right Side of Your Brain, that book, it confused me so bad because it was telling me not to do things that I always did. Because my detail orientedness in my paintings, because I get so picture perfect detail oriented that I bog down in a painting. It'll take a while. So when I'm in that mode, it's paralyzing in a way because I get to, well, no, it doesn't look like the picture. Take it out. No, it doesn't look like the picture. And finally, I have to tell myself, you're not a Xerox machine. You're human. It's supposed to look like you did it with your hand, not a printer, not a copier. You know, that's a good topic to bring up, actually. The standards that we place upon ourselves. As someone with a channel that is growing, my tendency is to want to get it out there and scream it from the rooftops that, hey, I'm on YouTube. Look at me. Watch me. Look, come on. I got to grow. Let's do this. Do this. And I can give you some advice from what happened to me in the past. YouTube will literally enter every thought if you let it. If you get so oriented to your channel, now don't get me wrong, you need to put up at least one pre-recorded video a week to get that YouTube algorithm to suggest you in the feed. You also need to have a minimum of 35 of those to get the attention. So what? That's a month and a week if you do one recorded video. And you don't have to make it fancy and all edited and all that. But you do need to do pre-recorded videos, not just live streams. Live streams are the quickest way to grow your channel, but also the algorithm is aware of that. So when you apply for being monetized, if you're not balanced in your channel, they will find a reason to turn you down. I've known of people who are over 2,000 subscribers and have been turned down 4 times for monetization. This last time was because this person had too many stock video in their introductions and stuff in their pre-recorded videos. Why do we have stock videos then? If, the free stock videos, if we can't afford, if YouTube doesn't want us to use them, not everybody has a GoPro and a drone that they can make all that stuff with. And YouTube really pushes that you don't need to have all that equipment. I don't have a lot of equipment. I have, let me pull this thing down. This is what I use for my Saturday Solutions. Holds my camera. Holds my camera, my iPhone. That's what I recorded all in. It holds it in there just perfectly. And I bought a ring light that most of the time is so bright it reflects on my glasses, kind of like the computer screen. Now, if they'd let me make this computer screen dark theme, wouldn't have that problem. So I'm going to suggest to StreamYard they offer that to us. Oh, and I have a microphone. I bought a professional. The big takes up a lot of space. Microphone. But that helps if you do StreamYard with more than one other person, like if you've got, like last night on Nasty Women Tarot, if you do not have your settings properly or you do not have one of these kind of microphones, you're going to create an echo with everybody else. So, but that microphone was like, I don't think it was $30, maybe. So, I don't have a lot of money, and this is not my first YouTube foray. I mean, I had one that was for diamond painting. I had a channel that was nothing but diamond painting, and I had a channel that was the party stream channel. And the party stream channel, man, I did that in a different room because I needed music to go with that one. That was like ladies' night at the bar. The guys would come in and they're like, I know it's ladies' night, but are men welcome? And it's like, you ever been to a ladies' night in a bar where men weren't? Oh, yes, honey, come on in. There you go, Sherry. And practicing. You find somebody, you find somebody that'll go do this with you and just do it private, have it set to private on YouTube, and the two of you screw up and make mistakes and learn how to, what you need, where places are in there. Best thing I can say is test stuff out in StreamYard. See what it all does. It's fun. It really is fun. What did I use before? Oh, Hangouts. Google Hangouts is what I used to use. That doesn't even exist now. Now they have Google Meets. Actually, when I got my medical marijuana card renewed this year, that's how I actually had my appointment with the doctor. It was great. She was a really cool doctor, too. She was, oh, you're on YouTube? What's your channel? Kind of like you were talking, Sherry. It's like, be careful who you say you got a YouTube channel to if you don't want them to watch you. I have nothing to hide. Matter of fact, last time when my family came and checked up on me around Thanksgiving time for the first time in 6 years, I no bones about it. You guys want to see how I'm doing? My name is Katie Moonchild. I'm on YouTube and I read tarot cards. And he went, oh, that's nice. Yeah, I read tarot cards on YouTube. My fundamentalist Baptist young man. He went, oh, that's nice. Kind of like when I brought up being vaccinated, he went, well, I don't, I haven't really discussed, I don't really discuss that. And I went, I know, because you're not vaccinated. And he says, well, no, I'm not. And I'm like, yeah, and you just hugged me. So then I took 5 feet away from him and was like, and you just hugged me. But I'm vaccinated and I'm boosted, so you're lucky. He's asking my neighbors about me. You want to find out about me? Knock on my damn door. Ask me. Don't be a stalker and talk to my neighbors. Weird, huh? How much are the light rings? This one that I have, I'll send you the link for, Heather, because it's actually that thing I just showed you that I do my Saturday solutions from, that holds tablets as well. So that will get it up to your face so that you're not having to look up, look down, look up, look down, because your neck, I'll promise you, that's going to wear your neck out. The ring lights, I think mine is on a tripod and it has a place for a place for a camera and a cell phone on it. I was going to say, here, let me pick up my computer. I'll show it to you, but then I'll be yanking the microphone and everything out of place. So I'll send you the link for it. Because one of the cell phones can go inside the center of the ring and one is down below. So if you want to do, like for card readings, it's great because for show it down onto your space and yet show you, you've got where you can use your phone and your tablet and then you can do it in here. I haven't figured out how to do that yet though, because you have to give each one of your cameras a name, and then you treat it like you're inviting a person coming in. From the tutorials that I've seen on YouTube anyway. People are people. Yes! I love that too. People are people. From Tears for Fears. Oh no, Depeche Mode. Sorry. People are people, so why should it be? No, I'm thinking Tears for Fears. Everybody wants to rule the world. No, thanks. That'd be too complicated. Talk about a stressful life. No, thanks. All those cultures rule all the cultures in the world. You know what kind of demented person would has to really be to want that? Because, you know, that's Pootie and Donnie. That's what they wanted. Problem is, Donnie, don't think it really sunk in with him that Pootie wanted Donnie to give it to him, and Donnie wasn't going to be anything anymore. I don't think Donnie still has got that in his head yet. That Pootie, you were just a freaking pawn, you nut. You were a placekeeper for him. He planned on coming in kicking your ass out, boy. But us Democrats and the people of this country went, oh no, I believe not. You blame it all on the Democrats, go right ahead. And there was sure a lot of Republicans that switched over. That's all I can say. Now, my brother, I have a brother, 17 years older than I am. However, I don't know if he survived COVID or not. He is such a conservative. He basically brags about wanting to join the John Birch Society. There's one for you to Google. Let me put it this way. Rupert Murdoch is a member of the John Birch Society. And I can't figure out where my brother got this from, because I can tell you we were raised by the same parents. My dad was kind of racist, but my mother wasn't. I mean, my dad was raised in the South, so he was kind of he was typical for his time. But my mom was raised on a cattle ranch here in Arizona, and her best friend was a little Mexican boy, and her dad's foreman was the little boy's dad. Used to tell my grandfather all the time how he wanted to trade his little boy for my mom when they were little. That woman, the man's wife, taught my mother how to make Mexican food. So I've always grown up with diversity is a wonderful thing, you know. And I would have to say I grew up very white, and a white privileged point of view, not money wise, but in the scheme of opportunities given to me because of my glow in the dark colored skin. That's bullshit. I did happen to have the education and the qualifications to go with it, but that's stupid. That's so wrong. So wrong. Your brother's a Trumper too, huh, Mama Bear? My brother and I have never been able to talk politics. He's the kind of guy, he makes fun of me for using sea salt because that's a hippie thing to do, not because it's healthy. He wouldn't even like this house now. I've got wind chimes and bells and incense, and yeah, this is me. This is my home, not him, his home, his path, his journey. Me, mine. So, see ya, sucker. You do your thing, I'll do mine. You do you because you do you the best. So, yeah, that's my family. Yeah, this is like, first of all, they all love Native American jewelry, pottery, that kind of thing. But not the philosophies, the people. I'm going to say something here that I really, really hate. But I had an uncle, used to live on the San Carlos Apache Indian Reservation here in Arizona. They raise a lot of cattle up there. Beautiful, green, mountainous. Oh, it's gorgeous. They got rich reservation. When they butcher a cow to give homage to the spirit of the cow, they eat the heart and the intestines right there while it's still warm. My grandpa used to call them gut eaters. My uncle used to call them gut eaters. And I was like, what? What? I can remember at 12 years old going, no, that's a spiritual thing. They're giving thanks to that cow for giving its life for their sustenance, and you're calling them a gut eater. That was the first red flag to go off in my head, that I come from a family of very racist people. And then when Obama became president and they jumped onto the Muslim birther bullshit because he was half black, that finished it for me. Actually, that's when it started my problems of them kicking me out of the family, was when I would argue the Benghazi thing. How many times they had to investigate it. How many times do you have to find out that it really get the same result? You're going to investigate it how many times and spend how much of my tax dollars and your tax dollars? And they would be like, you could just see them seething and turning redder and redder and redder and redder and redder. Yeah. You're going to go take a nap, Heather. Hey, Heather, when are you moving? I know you said you're moving soon, and congratulations on getting the place. And it's good to have to downsize too. You have a wonderful nap. And yeah, we're coming up on the 2-hour mark. I got 15 more minutes to go. Let's pull a card. I know what I'll do. Let's do a Light Seers Tarot for a message from Spirit for everybody. I don't think I just kicked that off, did I? April 1st. Okay. That's coming up soon then. Yes. That was the date I had set to release my oracle cards, but I don't think that's going to happen until summertime. Cards keep flying. They're jumping everywhere. Hey, Tracy Ralph. Hi. Okay. I guess I'm supposed to be doing sit-ups or something. When Obama ran for president, I thought, how perfect to encapsulate America. Half black, half white. That's America on both sides. I guess I was a little naive. Yeah, me too. Me too. I also fell for the change that never happened. But I understand why it never happened. Mr. Turtleman, Mr. Cruz, Mr. Rubio, those same. What do you think about Marco Rubio? He should have been arrested as soon as he walked out of that room, out of that meeting. That was a National Security Council meeting he was in. That should have eliminated his security clearance, you guys. He violated his security clearance when he took that picture and posted it, no matter where, considering they had all agreed to not do that. And everybody's like, yeah, I know, Marco Rubio. He's been real quiet lately, too. And all I keep thinking in the back of my mind is, I don't trust him. You guys think he doesn't get money from Russia? He gets money from Russia through Cuba. He's Cuban. I mean, like as in relatives that were with Castro during the revolution, kind of Cuban. Okay, that card just jumped right out. It's a card from yesterday. My daily from yesterday. Got the Two of Swords yesterday. It's called Blades in the Del Toro. We need to figure out how to fix this through our creativeness. The crows are pulling us apart. I was putting my makeup on for this live stream today. I'm sitting there thinking, you know, I'm exhausted and I'm angry. But I'm angry because so much shit, and I mean it that strongly, keeps coming out, and it's just more and more. That's, oh my God, what? Oh my God, what? Oh my God, oh my God. And it's exhausting, and it's planned, and it pisses me the hell off. This is cyber warfare on us, you guys, and I refuse it. I've stopped. I don't watch even like Rachel Maddow. I quit watching her altogether completely. Well, it helped when she left, but I quit watching like the recap the day after because like I don't have cable, so I don't watch MSN, NBC, and those guys, CBS, CNN. I don't watch that stuff. I do have Discovery Plus, Disney Plus, Netflix, and Amazon Prime. Well, on YouTube. But I even have I don't get news briefs, updates. I stay away from that because I'm having a hard enough time sleeping as it is. And as much as I love you guys, the hardest thing for me to do sometimes, like today, when I was getting ready, I'm thinking, oh, drag. My energy was so low. It was super high yesterday, but my energy is super low today. And I'm thinking, okay, something's about to happen. I can feel it coming. What is it? What is it? And then I'm thinking, full moon's coming up. Full moon is coming up. So get ready. The crazies are going to be even crazier. So I'm going in watching things like veterinary shows, animal. I watch a lot of National Geographic, kitties and puppies, history stuff about the new things that they're finding in history that are on the timeline that don't fit in the timeline. And I'm actually thinking about dropping Netflix and getting Gaia.com again. I do that like every 9 months or so. Depends on what's on Netflix. If there's nothing, if I find I'm paying for Netflix and I haven't watched it in like 60 days, it's time to get something else. So I'll go off and I'll get Hulu or I'll get, Gaia. And I love Gaia. When you are feeling low, and exhausted and down, Gaia.com always has a movie, a video, a course. There's something there to help lift you. Some of it's kind of whacked out cuckoo. I mean, I've seen interviews with people talking about the black-eyed children, but yet at the same time, I mean, best movie on The Secret. Greg Braden is on there all the time. Dr. Lipkin is on there all the time. You know, and they have full series of them. So it's worth it. I actually was gonna apply for work for them. I'm still thinking about it. If I can do a lot of it from home, as a writer, an editor. They're in Boulder, Colorado. So that'd be kind of fun. Go live near Debbie and Sheila. That would be cool. That'd be a lot of fun. I'm not so sure I'd be too into the snow again, though. I grew up in Oregon. Believe me, 18 feet of snow as a kid was fun. It's not fun as an adult. Kind of boring. Although I can always find something to do. Yeah, that is also when I walked away from the Christian church. I got you, Sherry. Sherry, you were saying things last night and you were like repeating. You were talking from my brain when you were talking about what it's like living there. Yeah. My family originates from South Carolina, Kentucky, and Oklahoma. I rest my case. They came here during the Dust Bowl to Arizona. Took them 3 years because they were sharecroppers to get here because they were so poor. Grapes of Wrath, the movie Grapes of Wrath, that was my grandparents and my dad and his brother and 2 sisters. My mother, Arizona native, born and raised just north of Phoenix. Her father owned the largest cattle ranch and owned the town. If you didn't work for my grandfather, you worked for the National Forest Service or you were a rancher or sheep herder. That's it. That's all there was. So my mom, you want to talk about white privilege. My dad was living off of beans and rice as a child, and my mother was struggling with week old bread because they owned the grocery store, and my grandpa wouldn't sell old bread to the people who were paying for it with money. And how those two got together. One was very dirt poor and one never wanted for anything except she lived so far out in the country that she never got to go to high school. She'd had gone to boarding school in Phoenix to go to high school. And she didn't want to leave her family. So she ended up getting married at 19 and widowed at 22. So my mother, quite a lady. Southwest. I've always wanted to go to Louisiana. There's something, I guess it's because, you know what it is? Louisiana is such an old established, civilized part of America. I mean, colonial times. Like Arizona is for Mexico. Our culture here in Arizona, especially southern Arizona, where I am in Tucson, very, very, very Hispanic, Mexican, fiesta, siesta world. but you go north to Phoenix and it's Native American, different. It's very different. And I think part of it, because where Tucson is, was purchased after Arizona became a state, after the Pancho Villa and his Mexican Revolution. We purchased the Gadsden Purchase, which was the lower part of Arizona that makes it have that funny angle, and then it goes straight across the bottom. All that used to be Mexico until like the 1800s, the 1860s, something, right about the time my grandfather came here. My grandfather came to Arizona in 1862. My great-grandfather from Maine. That was someone I'll have to tell you about. That man was a hero. He survived being shanghaied. He and his brother. Yes, Sherry. About the hatred and the vitriol. I have a cousin that the one that I was telling you about, he was like the second coming of Christ to her. I point blank would ask her, what is Christian about him? What is Christian about him? Oh. Yeah, and I'm like, well, did you see where they asked him what his favorite verse of the Bible was? And she's all, and he was so humble about it. He said that was too personal a question to answer, and I just busted. I'm like, bah, ha, ha, ha. The man's never opened the book. He has no idea what a verse of the Bible is, let alone which one might be appropriate he might like. And that's what I said to her. I think that's the last time we talked to each other. And she threw the, "You're so intelligent, I would assume," at me. And I went, yeah, okay. And you just proved how unintelligent you are by saying that to me. She doesn't talk to me anymore. I started standing up for myself instead of being the one in the family that was the different one. Always the one that didn't fit in. Always the one that was, okay, fine. You guys gave me that role. You want to make me the black sheep? I'll do it, and I'll do it a good job. I'll do it, and I'll do it upright. So I've been working on that hard for years. I know, exactly. Pirates in Louisiana. I mean, yeah. That goes back to my great-grandfather's time, too. He was shipwrecked. He was on a ship they left out of Portland, Maine. Stopped at all the major towns down the eastern seaboard. Went down South America. Got shipwrecked on Cape Horn, bottom of South America. And we're talking to the times of the wooden sailing ships. Most people didn't survive shipwrecks down in that cold. That's down by Antarctica. They were very blessed. A ship came along the day after and rescued them. Only thing is, that ship was going to Shanghai. Took them 3 years to get from South America to San Francisco. They got to San Francisco. The first thing they did was send a telegram, word back east to their family in Maine that they were, hey, we're in San Francisco. We finally made it. And the family back east had already assumed they were dead and had memorials for them because of the shipwreck. So the two brothers decided, well, we've had it with water. It's supposed to be cheap in this place called Arizona. to live. Let's go check it out. So they got jobs working as mule team drivers on the Borax mule teams across Death Valley. Came to Arizona, went to work for Sutter's Store out of Camp Verde, Arizona. Slowly made enough as shotgun riders on their wagons. Made enough money to eventually start buying land, and eventually bought the Sutter's Store, and ended up with 75 square miles of cattle ranch between Sedona and Flagstaff, Arizona. So they're pioneers in the Verde Valley. They're in, talked about it. They talk about them, and there's a museum there and all kinds of stuff. So, yeah. My family goes way back. Stony Baker, MD. Hey, how are you, my darling? Good to see you. You got here just in time, dude. I've already been here 2 hours and 6 minutes. Oh, Sherry, you have a wonderful day. And I always love it. Hey, girlfriend, come on, talk. When you have spring break, come be on this. Come on the Wednesday of spring break, girlfriend. Let's do this, okay? You are. So I was earlier. Oh, Harley, let me tell you. Sent me a nice care package. Wee. Little you got hash, I got some and your favorite Super Lemon Haze rosin. I got some Blood Rain. I got some Mac 1, which gas your ass, man. That shit's fire. And 10 cc's of distillate. That's 10 grams of distillate. Yeah, oh my God. That's not all. I got 2 grams of PE, because I'll be nice. PE and 2 grams of Burma to do ceremony with, to do spiritual ceremony with. He's always good at that. I tell him what I want to do, and he sends me stuff. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to trying out the PE. I don't know if there's still women in here or whatever. It's called Penis Envy, you guys, and it's a strain of mushrooms. And I got it so that, like Sonia, back in October, I did a ceremony, and I got a lot of insight. And I had Shining Hawk Healing was my shaman for that. So I'm going to be talking to Sonia Rain Lee. Told her what I was doing. She's like, ooh, a ceremony. So, yeah. Penis Envy. Yeah. PE. So I told him, he asked me which one I wanted. Did I want the PE or did I want the Burma? And I was like, well, which one's better? He says, well, they're both excellent. They're kind of different. He says, if you want to see lots of colors and hallucinations, then you want the Penis Envy. He says, but yet the Burma too. And then he's going on. I'm like, avoid Teletubbies at all costs. I totally agree with you. That sun. The sun. And then you're going on yesterday about the guy with the poker that's got the twist. Oh, yeah. Avoid Teletubbies at all costs. Oh, my God. First time I saw the Teletubbies, I was like, now that's some demented thinking here. That's some pretty sick shit right here. And it's on what time? It's on what channel? Yeah, it's on PBS. Oh, but I had the same reaction to Baby Shark. First time I heard the Baby Shark song, oh God. I made my little friend Kaylee, I made me promise never, never, never play that song for your 2-year-old. Please. I won't be able to be around that child if she's singing Baby Shark. Pegger, it scares you, huh? Speaking of green ones and add an R in your Pegger to Pregger. Dude, my plant, my pregnant hooker, she's covered with little colas everywhere. Little bud sites all over the place. Matter of fact, when I stop here, I'm going to get something to eat, and then I'm sitting on the floor in there, and we're doing a major lollipop to get light down into the center. I keep pulling it, it grows tall, and so I do this, and it grows tall, and I do this. And all it's doing is just growing wider and wider and wider. But it's happy. And the purple anaconda is doing so good. Harley asked me, he says, how do you get it to stack so tightly? And I told him, I don't know. I keep my lights. Well, when I'm first in veg, my light's about this high from the top of the plant. And then it just, as the plant grows, I try to keep it at 18 inches. 18 to 20 inches. In flower, it's more like 20 to 24 inches, depending on which light is over what. I have the 2 lights. I have the Spider Farmer light and I have the Enjo Yield. And there's a huge difference between the two. I'm completely amazed because the Spider Farmer does not get as hot temperature-wise. So I had the Enjo Yield is over the top of the purple anaconda. And I'm doing everything you're not supposed to do. But supposedly, if you do an auto on 12-12, they go into flower really short, really soon. We'll see. We'll see. Because I started that when I was already with the pregnant hooker in flower. So I didn't have a choice. I couldn't do it in 18-6. So we'll see what happens. I'm just going to leave it at 12-12 all the way through and we'll see what we get. I tried the 24/7 that Spliffy does, and I'll tell you what, dude. I like that. You saw a pregnant hooker is not like super tall. And that's because it didn't get that nighttime to stretch. So if you've got plants that you're wanting to keep lower, not get, not turn into a damn tree roy, that's something to consider, maybe using 24/7 lights. But I'll tell you, everybody's like, oh no, you can't do that. You can't. Bullshit, you can't. This is my second grow. Actually, no, this is the first one because I had to do it for the mice. I didn't have a choice. Have I heard from Spliffy? I haven't heard from him today. He was doing great yesterday. I was done as an outpatient, Stony. So he was home before lunchtime. Yeah, tree roy. Yeah, he was home before lunchtime. Got a shaved head, looking really good. Actually, here, I'll show you his picture. He looks really good. There he is. There he is. There's a man. There's our friend. Didn't he look good? That was yesterday at, I think it was right about noon my time. So that was 11 your time. His surgery, the procedure started at 6:30 his time. So that was 4:30 for me. So that would have been 3:30 you. Doesn't he look good? I think he looks good in a shaved head. He's got a great shape. You guys and your bald heads, but then I kind of like bald heads. I think that's one thing the Lizard King never let me get out of my mouth that one night. I think bald-headed men are sexy. But hey, he was accusing me of giving him a sympathy. Give him a sympathy kiss. Okay. If he would have seen who I am and that I'm 65, almost 60, 64 years old, he definitely wouldn't wanted a sympathy kiss from me. I don't need no sympathy kiss from a grandma. Then he looks great. Yeah, and he was like last night, we were chit-chatting a little bit and stuff. They put a frame on his head. You know, like people, when they break your neck, you have to wear that halo fucking thing. They put something like that on his head, and that was giving him a headache. He kind of it was bothering him, where those were, pressing into the skin to help keep it in place. And he said maybe 6 months down the road, he gets to have it done for the other side. So, sounds like it was a success. It's anything to stop that shaking. He's excited because now he'll be able to top his own plants and to trim his own plants. And I didn't really stop and think about, he can't do that kind of stuff, dude. Stuff that, I take so much for granted he can't do. So yeah, of course he'd be really excited about doing this time. Yeah, he's a sweetie pie. I get awful mad at him sometimes. He backs me in a corner in his chat, in his live stream, and it's like, dude, I'm trying to type it out. Give me a chance to answer you. If I'm not on my computer and I'm on my phone, I don't do it this way. I do it this way. And then you put this shit on your fingernails and you're always getting in the way. Or you're hitting one letter and it hits the letter up above it or below it or beside it. So, and then if I correct it, I get in trouble because we read Stony, don't you know? I know. He can lie to Doobie without the risk of seeing it in his face. Oh, Spliffy. Spliffy. He's funny. He came here and he was like, what kind of food's good here? I'm like, dude, you're in a foodie paradise. Sunset Magazine, just before COVID, Tucson was in the top 10 of foodie towns in the United States. What kind of food do you want to eat? You like falafel? Do you like Indian food? Do you like Pakistani food? Do you like food from the Sudan? Greek food? You name it. What do you come to Arizona for? Mexican food! Yeah, do not correct yourself. You read Stoner. It's funny, I was talking to Harley earlier because I give him pictures every day of the purple anaconda so he can see what's happening. And he's like correcting himself. And I'm like, dude, you haven't been in Spliffy's channel enough to know. I read Stony. And he died laughing. He's like, oh yeah, I forgot. It's not Stoner. I read Stony. So, hey. Yeah, I send him a picture every morning. Send him a text with a picture of what that. Whoa, it like almost doubled in size last night. And I'm not feeding it anything, just water. At this point, it doesn't even get molasses. It just gets water. Oh, and the cabbage tea got put to rest. I gotta start a new one. It got a little on the fragrance side. And no, Stony, that's mint in there. Not can of mint, but mint. Anyway, this is fun. I like it being in here. It's just you and I, Stony. What's the deal? Where'd everybody go? I've only been on here for 2 hours and 20 minutes is all. So, yeah. I'm going to go sit on the floor. Going to go make myself some tacos. I got some chili left, so I'll toss some chili in a taco shell and then go sit in the grow room on the floor and trim. Lollipop my girl a little bit before we're at the end of the first trimester of flower. Since she's a pregnant hooker, got to give her a haircut before she's through with her first trimester. Yeah, she's producing some larf kind of leaves. So you will? I know you will. And I'll be there. You feel great today. Hey, good. Me too. When I first started this stream, dragging big time. But then it just dawned on me, I haven't eaten anything yet today. Except I did have a little bit of my strawberries. Strawberry water. And I had some dried mint, so I just put a few pieces of mint in there. I drink fruit water all the time. Don't drink sodas anymore, so if you get tired of drinking water and you got to have some flavor in it, I just cut up some fruit and stick it in the water. I know you'll do live. Hey, Janet, you're still here. Wow, I love it. Yeah, my projects that I have that I need to do, plus grow this channel. I'm supposed to do a live stream tomorrow. Again, between 5 and 6 tomorrow evening. Hamburger drinks, water with a chunk of beef in it. Well, I think they call that puree. That's what they do for people that don't have teeth. I love it. That's funny. Not. Yeah. Ooh. Potted meat. My dad used to love deviled ham sandwiches. Oh, that stuff is so disgusting. To this day, I mean, we would come to town. When we lived at Crater Lakes, it's 72 miles to Klamath Falls to the nearest town. So when we go to town, my dad we'd have lunch. He'd take lunch and he'd open that freaking can of potted ham in the car. Oh, and both my parents smoked cigarettes. So they'd have the heater in the wintertime. They'd have the heater on and they'd just put their cigarettes out and then open up that can. My mom had opened up that can of potted meat to make sandwiches for us. No, thank you. A liver drink. There you go. Ooh, hey, my cats might like that. Oh, I have a new kitty, Stony. Little Miss Terror. She's a demon cat. Oh my God. The other day I went out to get the mail. Little bitch was up on the roof. She's on my roof going, this sweet little meow. I'm like, oh my God. How the hell did you get up there? She got up there. She's gotten herself down. She freaked out on me in the house. I mean, like she lost it. freaked out. Like she was trying to turn the bedroom door into a kitty door with the flipper. She woke me up. I brought her in last Friday. I brought her in, I guess it was about noonish, 1 o'clock. So she stayed in the house by me on the bed, terrified, frozen, because both the big kitties were in here too. And every time one of them had moved, she's like, and hiss at them. So, and then she'd just inch a little closer to me and a little closer to me. And then finally she got tired and she fell asleep. So that was when it was quiet. Everything was cool. Well, about 11 o'clock at night, I got awakened by bang, bang, bang on the bedroom door. Little shit was literally throwing herself at my bedroom door trying to get out. That's traumatized. That's traumatized. So I picked her up and she's growling at me, but she didn't hiss. She just, so I kissed her on the side of the face and she's like, growling at me. I go and I take her and I put her outside and she just tail up and took off. That was it for that night. She's back the next morning. She's fine as if nothing was wrong. I leave the door open so she can come in if she wants to. She don't want to. She don't want to have anything to do with Mr. Willie. And Willie he wasn't even interested in her. He's laying on the bed looking at her like, oh, yeah, okay, pipsqueak. And he'd move his head and she'd growl and hiss at him. And he'd look back at her and she'd growl and hiss at him. He was like, oh, fuck you. You know? And where Aloe was like terrified. What the hell is that? I mean, these cats don't know what to do with a mouse. It was like, is that a cat or is that a mouse? They came from a shelter. Cat shelter. They know what other cats are like. They lived with a whole bunch of them. So yeah, it's out carousing. She stays pretty much in my yard though. She's a good kitty. She's cute because I'm all the way out the street and I could hear her meowing at me and I was like, oh God, don't let her come out to the street because I don't want her to start crossing the street because she'll get hit. And then I just happened to glance up and there she is up on the roof, meow, meow at me. I'm like, you little shit, how'd you get up there? Now, my roof is not like your roof. The roofs in Arizona are low. We don't like high ceilings here. High ceilings are expensive to heat and cool. So the roofs my house is like a box that has just a little bit of an incline on the roof that just goes like front to back. It's not pitched at all. So low roof and flat. So she's hanging out in the sun up there. Yeah, your kitty loves the roof too. Yeah. Cats like to be up high. The first time she came in here, she got terrorized. She got terrified by the cats because she wandered into the bedroom on her own and they were both up on the bed and she was down on the floor and they were looking from up high down onto her and that scared her. That kind of set the tone for the introduction that happened a week later. But I made a good bed for her. She's got a good place on the patio. And the door is just open wide enough for her little head to fit through. So no coyotes can get in there. Maybe a raccoon can get in there, but good luck. Because I think she's as ornery as a raccoon, man. Woo. Yeah. Sharp little teeth, that one too. But yeah, she's a very sweet little kitty, but she's got sassy pants when you cross her. Because I would correct her when she was growling at the cats. I'd like tap her with my finger. Don't do that. And, ooh, boy. She'd like, and hiss at me. I was like, okay, you mean business. Okay, I won't push it. I won't push it. I got bit by a wild barn cat once when I was a veterinary assistant. Yeah, I had to have the rabies series because of it. So we didn't know if it had rabies or not. So I had to have the rabies shots myself, just in case. Thought that was pretty horrid till I was in the hospital for a week. And they give you shots in your belly so that you don't get blood clots. And those shots hurt. Those are like putting Karo syrup in you. Did I get a shot? Yeah, I got 3 shots. It's a series of 3 shots, 2 weeks apart. Indirectly into your gut, into your belly. The rabies shot. But then I became a diabetic years later and gave myself my insulin shots in my stomach. So I don't have to do that anymore. Helps when you lose a shit ton of weight. And I do mean a shit ton. 120 pounds I lost. It wasn't really quickly, but 90 of it in 6 months. Oh, he did. Cat bites have nasty bacteria. Unlike dogs are more of a tendency to be omnivores. Cats are carnivores, 100% carnivores. The only time cats in the wild, or a wildcat, like a bobcat, only time a bobcat or a cougar gets plants in their diet is from eating the intestines of their prey. So if they eat a deer, of course, they catch a deer, they eat them from the butt end up. They're getting that half digested fiber from what the deer ate. But that's the only time where our domestic cat food that we buy is 75% wheat, soy, and corn. Cats get kidney disease and will go blind on a diet of grains and not enough protein. So the best thing that you can feed your cat, believe it or not, is raw innards, raw intestines, raw liver, raw kidneys, all that, tripe. Because there's more protein in those pieces of meat than there is in muscle meat like we eat. And that's what predators, that's, if you think about it in the wild, that's the first place they start eating an animal is from their guts out, from their guts in. They don't start at those nice, the prime rib and the organ meat. Like Harley feeds Jax. Only he feeds Jax wild animal. Exotic wild animal organ meat. He's got a partner that likes to, he's a big game hunter. So, yeah. So I've been checking out the meat diets for cats. God, expensive. I was looking at the freeze-dried raw. 3-pound bag is $35. I got a free bag. Is it an 8 or a 10-pound? I think it's a 10-pound bag of Blue Buffalo. Oh yeah, he gets lamb. He gets all kinds of stuff. You find monkey brains superb. Yeah. I've been checking into that. I've been looking into it. My cats get really expensive cat food. Meow Mix. So to get that bag, that 8-pound bag of Blue Buffalo cat food, dry cat food, was like, woohoo! I mixed it in with the Meow Mix, of course. Well, You shouldn't switch cat food on your pets. You shouldn't switch your pet food on dogs or cats without mixing it and slowly switching it over. They get diarrhea that way. Their tummy hurt. Unlike people, animals don't do the smorgasbord. Well, what should we have for dinner tonight, honey? They have a tendency to eat the same thing during certain seasons. So, monkey brains and a fine Zinfandel wine. Yes. Well, what about the fava beans, my friend? What about the fava beans? Hannibal Lecter. Well, you have a wonderful day, Janet P. I love you, sweetheart. I'm not too sure I'm going to be going live tomorrow between 5 and 6. That was set aside so that for discussions. And I am actually getting ready to talk to a couple of gentlemen in the Tarot Love community. We're going to continue our discussion on flow. I'm actually going to carry that out as long as we got people who are willing to talk about it. So. Yeah, Janet's a work, Stony. That nasty word that neither one of us do. I love you, Janet. Thank you, sweet girl. I'll see you tonight, I'm sure, somewhere. Oh, yes. And Friday night, we have Pictionary with Scott Allen. And yeah, I can't wait for that. That's going to be fun with Scott and Andrea. That'll be a good time. It's so good to have this community, where no, Janet's not one of the nasty women, Tarot. She lives on the East Coast, so she's usually asleep by the time the nasty women get going. Nasty women, one of them is Sharon. Sharon's in Vancouver, Canada. Vancouver Island, Canada. And the other one, Lisa, is in Louisville, Kentucky. Where Andrea yes, Janet does she hangs out in the nasty women. Yeah, that's a channel. That is a channel, Stony. Nasty Women Tarot. And they do a live stream that we laugh our asses off every Tuesday. I think it's at 6:30. Something like 6:30. I know if you go there right around 6:30, you'll find them. I know Vancouver's close to you. It's just across the sound. I've always wanted to go to Victoria. And not to see Butchart Gardens, just to see the town. Just because it's so it reminds me of Great Bend. I've been to Vancouver, BC before. I went to Expo 86 and I saw John Lennon's Rolls Royce. His hand-painted Rolls Royce. I touched it with my hand. That was a fun trip. That was an interesting trip. I just moved down here in 80s. I moved here in 85, October of 85, and by springtime of 86, my boyfriend was sending me a ticket to come and visit because I moved and didn't tell him. He freaked out. He sent me a ticket to come up there. We went to Expo 86, and I couldn't wait to get back down here because I had a guy living with me down here. Hey, I was 28 years old, okay? Yeah, I lurk a lot, Janet. Well, for one thing, I'm more on my phone than I'm at a computer. And by the time I get shit typed out on my phone, the conversation has changed. They're already reading on another topic. So unless I can get some smart ass comment in there right quick, like I don't usually say very much. And then People don't know that I'm just being a smartass and I'm not serious because that's my sarcastic sense of humor. See, my fingernails are doing it now. Look how light they are. I love this nail polish. It's fun. Where if I put my hand on it, let me show you with my thumb. Totally goes light. It's funny. Yeah. Yes, I shacked up. Hell yeah. I never got married till I was 31. And I shacked up with him for 2 years before I married his ass. And then it didn't work. I should have known what I was getting myself into, wouldn't you say? Hey, no, you know you don't buy a car without test driving it. Hell. That's always been my philosophy. Much to my parents' dismay. Oh my God, yes. Hey, I'm a tarot card reader. I'm not a preacher. And I'm not an angel. You did for 6 years. Yeah, but yeah, married her and had beautiful children who were successful with her. I would call that a great test drive. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. You got to test drive them. Hey. I didn't test drive my husband. You got to test drive him. That's all I got to say. Word. Yeah. Word. Word. Make her happy first. Sorry. I had one, and my ex-husband was one of those slam bam, thank you, ma'am, roll over, go to sleep. And you're going, where's my fun? Good night, asshole. See you later, dickwad. That's why I had to use that word yesterday with you in your stream when you're talking about your Teletubbies. That was my nickname for my ex-husband. That's why I had to use it in your live stream. It was like, oh my God, you're talking about... Yeah. Well, yeah, I would be too. My kitchen needs it too. I'm just going to do the... You'd like redoing my kitchen. It's little. The floor is not even 20 square feet. It's a galley kitchen. My house is 1,100 square feet total, Stony. That's one of my grow room is 22 inches by... No, it's 18 by 33. That's my grow space on the floor. It's 18 inches by 33 inches. So I'm really crowding it to put in 2 plants. So yeah, basically it's a 2 by 2. Yeah, 1,100 square feet. My whole house. 2 bedroom, 2 bath. Well, bath and a half. Now it's just 1 bath and a grow room. Because my ensuite bathroom is my grow room. And it was not even an ensuite. The house was built in 52. So it was like a water closet. It had the washing machine and a sink in there. And a window. And then there was a back door. And then the closet. Well, my dad closed off the back door, made it a walk-in shower, and then took that where the washing machine was and put a drain in it and put a toilet there. So a toilet, and because you can keep your washing machine outside here, do your laundry all outside. Doesn't rain enough to hurt things like that. You rented a chicken coop once? Hey, I've seen some pretty nice chicken coops, actually. I was thinking about getting some chickens, and I was on Amazon pricing them. Looking at, they got some pretty fancy-ass chicken coops on Amazon. Hell, they got tiny houses on Amazon. Did you know that? You can buy a damn tiny house. It's just the shell. You got to finish the inside. But they're very reasonable. I couldn't believe it. Comes shipped to you. I'm going, forget the tough shed. Get an Amazon tiny house and then finish it on the inside. It's about the same price as a tough shed. And it's not made like a tough shed. It's made, you don't have, tough sheds don't do 16 on center rafters and shit. Like I'm telling you, like you don't know nothing about construction, do you, Stoney? Oh, really? Oh, so cool. Oh, are those the ones that make the multicolored eggs? Because I think it was the Americana. God was stoned when he made them. I believe that too. Yeah, because one time they'll lay like turquoise colored eggs. They're pastel, but one time they'll be a blue color. One time they'll be more green. One time they'll be more turquoise. Gigantic cheeks. I always like the silkies too. But you know what? Silkies get disease easy. Silkies make great pets. I want them for the eggs. My problem is when you get a brood hen that no longer lays, but she wants to sit on eggs. That's cool. However, if you got, after a while, she becomes a liability because all she is just a feed eater. So she becomes your pet. And then as she gets older, you don't want to kill her. You don't want to butcher her because they get really tough and their meat gets really stringy. Well, if they've been my pet, I'm sure as hell not going to butcher it. Although we used to do it all the time with beef. Do beef, grow beef on. We had an 1.25 acres in Oregon and put the beef on there. Last one we had was brown Swiss and Angus cross. Really tall Angus. Stocky, dressed out at 1,200 pounds when we butchered it. Holy crap. My dad named him Budweiser because for a whole week, the butcher kept putting us off. I'll be there tomorrow. I'll be there tomorrow. I'll be there tomorrow. So my dad would feel sorry for him. I'll give you your last meal. We'd harvested a whole bunch of apples. We had apple trees on there. So my dad kept giving him apples for his last dinner, his last meal. Well, for a whole week, that cow ate nothing but apples. His meat was so tender. Let me tell you. It was like a beer fed beef. So it was appropriate. My dad named him Budweiser. Oh, hawks will do that. I'm concerned about that with this kitty. I've got great horned owls and red-tailed hawks and golden eagles. All three like to hang out in these trees. If the city would come and cut my trees down, we wouldn't have that problem. But I've been waiting for over a year now, almost 2 years. Because of COVID, everything takes forever. The city's supposed to be coming and cutting down. I have 2 really tall dead trees, and one's a eucalyptus tree. The other one's a pine tree. And the pine tree I'm going to use to burn in my fireplace, and in my fire pit, but I can't use the eucalyptus. Eucalyptus smoke is very irritating to your eyes and skin and stuff. It's nasty. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You eat raw beets, it's going to turn your whole, yeah. It will make you poop black poop if you eat raw beets. Makes your poop look like it's blood, like you got blood sausage, Scottish, Irish blood sausage. And it's strictly from the color in the beaks. Well, if you take too much colloidal silver, like we used to turn a plant into a male so that you can pollinate, or is it turn it male or turn it female? Anyway, so you can change the sex on a plant. If you take too much of that, that's supposed to be the great healer of everything. That was supposed to be one of the healers of COVID. Ha ha. And I say supposed to be because it was not. I'm not giving out misinformation, YouTube. Thank you. Yeah. There was a guy on Oprah one time who took colloidal silver every single day, and his skin was the color of my fingernails. It'll turn you blue. Yeah. Yep. I know you have to be careful with the trace minerals. And the metallic ones, some of them will become toxic. And colloidal silver is one that will it's toxic. It's eventually toxic. It doesn't go away. It builds up in your body. And that's why she turned blue. That's like THC. Why does it take THC so long to get out of your system? Because it's not water soluble. It's fat soluble. So you store it in your fat cells. So it's not going to break down and go away until you break that fat cell down. Yeah, the blue man. Mm-hmm. Odd fellow. His beard and his blonde hair. Yeah, he was on Oprah. So, well, my friend, almost went 3 hours. Good me. Woo-hoo. Yeah. See, everybody else went because there was 2 other live streams in the Tarot Love community that started at 2. So, and one of them was Debbie Freebird Spirit. And she's like one of the most popular members of our group. Hey, me either, man. Ooh. Let me tell you, this distillate that Harley sent me, that's what's in your Stony Bar. And he sent me 10 grams of it. What's in your Stony Bar? The THC that's in your Stony Bar? That's what's in my distillate. And I already have I have 2 grams left from the one I got from him back in October. That's what I make all my gummies with. I've been making those gummies like crazy. It's with the distillate from Harley. You can put it in anything. I put it in my coffee. I'll just squirt it in my mouth. I dab it. Shit rocks. You have a wonderful, super terrific day, and I'll see you in your life, my dear friend. Oh, Mama Bear's still here. You've been listening to our Stony conversation. I love it. Hey, I never hide that. Never have hid it. Well, I hid it when it wasn't legal, and I happen to live in a legal state now, so I don't have to hide it no more. So, hey, Mama Bear, like I said, I love your Instagram posts. Girlfriend, you speak my mind. Oh, God, it's like, yes! I love you too, Stony. Oh, I'm going to get up there and meet you in the Warden. Specifically, actually was planning on coming up there this spring or early summer. So I will rent a car and come up there and see you. You're all the way at the other end of the state from where my destination is, but I don't care. Interstate 5 don't scare me at all. I've driven it. I learned how to drive an I-5, so. And driving in the snow and putting on chains and all that shit. So Yeah. I will. I will. I want to come see you in the Warden. So bad. And Albert. Yeah. And come see your grow. And come smoke a ton of bowls with you. Maybe we could do a live stream together and really freak everybody out. Wouldn't that be fun? Don't tell people I'm coming and then just show up together and, whoa, it's not StreamYard. Katie's sitting beside Stony. That would be a blast. I'd love that. You have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful night. And I'll see you guys later. And I'll see you Saturday for Saturday Solutions. And also, I'm on Tarot Living with Manasa Saturday morning for a discussion that is going to be very, very special. Spiritual women. And I had to pick one. And I'm having a hard time between two. Actually, three. One of them is my grandma. So, my grandma, the Kentucky healer. She just told me, I don't need to. You don't need to showcase me. I'm nobody. Grandma. Anyway, I love you guys. I'll see you later. Bye-bye now. Hey, be kind to one another. Most of all, be kind to yourself. Take care of yourselves.